What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Tommy T, one half of August Love Story, and today we are building a standing desk. This is the first video in our series, I Can Build That. This is something that me and Artieka has been working on, and I've been building a lot of things around the house, and I finally decided to actually record and put out on how I built these things. Today we are building a standing desk, and I'm excited about this project just because it helps me complete another bucket list project. If you can see back here, I built a computer. That's going to be on another video, so be on the lookout for that too. Before we get started on the build, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you get all the notifications for our future projects in this series. Let's get to work. Standing desks have become really popular today because of the aspect of working from home. I know for myself, I work from home a lot and I sit down all day, never really standing up to just stretch my legs out. But with this standing desk, I've been able to time myself, stand up each hour, stand up and do things. I even added a walking pad, which I'll show you guys later, that, I'm able to take a walk while working at my standing desk. So it kind of all ties together and keeps me active. So in step one, what I did was bought some 2x6s. I think I got 5 2x6s, and as you can see here, I'm just stacking them up, kind of lining up what I need to do and how it needs to be cut. These are 2x6x8, and I cut them, I cut these down to 74 inches. And so the whole desk, the tabletop itself, is 68 inches long and 26 inches wide. And as you can see here, I'm just stacking them up and lining them up, trying to see how it needs to, basically picturing it and how it needs to be stacked against each other. After I saw how I needed to stack them, it was time to rip the sides. So as you can see here, I'm actually trying to figure out how to rip the sides, because I used a Craig rip cut. I don't know the name of it, but it's one of those. You'll see it in a second. But it was my first time using it. A friend gave it to me, and I don't have a table saw, or I didn't have a table saw at the time, so I just used my circular saw. And this is something that helps me actually keep it straight. So here I'm clamping down the brackets, which I really didn't need to do, but I did it just because of being a rookie at using this tool. So I kind of laugh at it now just because I'm like, I pretty much just got rid of that whole little plan or ideal in my head. So here you can see the Craig tool. I'm gonna figure out the name of this tool, but it's missing a piece too, so there's that. I found the piece, but now I have a table saw. So, but as I go along and using it, it was challenging at first, but I got it. I got it ripped down to where I need it. So I took about 1 inch off each side, a 1/2 inch on one side and then another 1/2 inch on the other side. So each board was probably like 4 inches. And I used 6 boards across. So there's that. As you can see, I'm ripping the sides. Now I just wanted the straight edge. One of the things I should have did, I don't want to necessarily say it was a mistake, but leave the outsides edges curved because of the 2x6s, they come curved. Because now, like as I sit at the desk, I always hit my elbow or my forearm on the side, which it hurts. So as you can see, I'm just ripping down these sides right here.
So right here, I already got the boards ripped. And so what I'm doing is lining it up again just to see what it looks like. We got 5 boards across. I said 6 earlier, but I meant to say 5 boards across. And then I have another board cut at width for the 5 boards. So there's the 6 boards to make the tabletop. And I ripped all sides. And so now I'm just putting it together to see what it looks like, measure it down, as well as I gotta put the, get the other parts cut too. I gotta put these together, so that's what we're doing here. Right here, I'm measuring up my holes, my pocket jig, and this is where I'm gonna put the holes at to connect each piece of the wood. Yeah, I tried to get it as easy as possible, but you know, sometimes things don't work out like you think they should. So, but it's there, so that's a good thing. So here I'm gonna drill my holes in all the boards, and then I'm gonna go back behind it and screw in everything. Yeah, I think for me it was a better way to do it, just to prep everything first, and then so when I get ready to put it in, it's like back to back. I don't have to stop for a lot of stuff, so that's why I did it that way. As you can see here, the board looked like buck teeth. So, so what I had to do was, it's not level for some reason, and it's something I did. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. But you know, the show must go on, because at this point I'm committed. I am not stopping at this point. You can see that everything unlevel, uneven. So what I did was started to sand this thing on out. At this point, my mind is the wheels are turning in my mind, and I'm like, I am tired of dealing with this sander. So let me see if this works. So what I ended up doing was taking the Craig Rip, let's just call it, I don't know what to call it, but I took my circular saw and cut off the smallest slit that I could, as even as possible, that I could. Just because the ends have to be even, because I'm putting a cap on both ends of the board. So I had to do that there to help me with the, I'm just sitting up here sanding, but you know, I got to it, figured it out. So even then, after that circular saw cut, it was not perfect. But we got it. As you can see, I left a few pieces on there, and now I'm just cutting them off. So, end caps. You can see in the back, there's a junky garage, and it's a tabletop, but we need end caps on it. So, right here, lining my stuff up to cut that 6 board virtually in half. And now I got my pocket hole jig about to make drill the holes to make the connector for the end board. And I'm drilling into, like, so going into the board, because I saw somewhere that you should not screw going into the ends of the open side of the wood. So I didn't. Drilled into the other side of the board. So you have it. Use the same process as cutting into, or not cutting, but screwing the boards, the main part of the tabletop. I drilled my holes first, and then I screwed the boards onto the sideboard or the end cap board. So that's what happened there. So I did use wood glue before I put each piece down. Just kind of added a extra support of not going anywhere. So the next step I did not record much of, which is sanding, because if you look at the board right here, you can see where it's uneven. So I tried to make it as even as possible, you know, just because you need to, making a tabletop. So lesson learned for me, figure out a better way to do that, because I'm still not sure how it was uneven. I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna look at this and say this is what you should have did. So leave it in the comments, man. I'm always open for help or brilliant ideas, because sometimes I get there and be like, nope, this ain't going the way that I needed to go, and you know, I have to back out or call an audible right there. So you know, it ain't perfect, but it's done. But that was the big thing, man. I had to sand a lot because this whole board was virtually like buck teeth, uneven. So now we finally got to the fun part, and that is a preconditioner that I'm working with right now, which, as you can see, I sanded the mess out of this tabletop, but using the pre-conditioner to help with the stain. The preconditioner is not hard. It's like you stir it up. Take your time while you're stirring it, because you don't want to create bubbles or anything like that. And then I'm gonna apply it with a foam brush. People say apply with different things. I just had a foam brush laying around, so I just said I'll do it like this. Yeah, and this is the fun part to me, because you get to see the beauty of the wood. Your hard work starts to show, and you know, you don't have to use a lot of power. You just kind of like, all right, man, we just sitting here going back and forth. So this was the fun part. I knew I was close at this point. So after I applied the preconditioner, now I'm applying the stain. I just had some stain laying around the house. I don't even know the name of the stain. It's what I stained everything else with. So yeah, I applied this with an old t-shirt, and yeah, just pretty much had a good little time. But the preconditioner helps with the evenness of the stains. I know I did some projects without using it, which you can. It's just going to help out when you are looking for an even coat all the way around. I'm seeing that, you know, this one has knots and everything else in it like that. And then, of course, where I had to use some wood putty to kind of hide some of those divots that I created from sanding. Which it worked, but it didn't work well. But you know, you live and you learn. So, but it turned out to be a very beautiful color. I think going forward, I'm gonna use preconditioner before I stain anything, just because I like the way that it was, that it went on, like the even coat that it went on. So I did do 2 coats. Here I'm just showing I'm only doing 1 coat. After I wiped off, I let it dry for like a day, and then I came back and did the 2nd coat. And then after that, it was like time to put it on the lift. And I got the lift from Amazon. I put the link in the description. So if you guys want to lift, this lift was more of a heavy duty lift. It can hold up to 225, and that's what I was concerned about, was the weight of the tabletop, and if it was too heavy for the for the lift. And what I did to measure, to basically weigh the tabletop, was stood on a weight scale, and then I stood on a weight scale and then grabbed the tabletop and saw how much more weight was on there. So I had to look that up. So, this is where I had, excuse the mess, because I pretty much just did it in the middle of everything. But me and the kids, basically, the challenge in this part was not the lift itself, but it was doing it with the kids and making sure they don't hurt themselves, which is required for one, doesn't hurt themselves, and that they don't move anything. Because what I did was I laid everything out that I needed, and pretty much in the order that I would need it. And the challenge was, as you can see, quiet up there, looking to see what I'm doing, supervising, and Lily is somewhere around there. I really don't know where she is. So, but yeah, so that was the biggest challenge. The lift itself is really easy. Just follow the directions, take your time, and you know, you got a side hook for headphones, and then the mount itself with the numbers and stuff on there, or the lift where you can change the heights and everything like that. So the lift goes up to about 50 inches off the ground. It goes really high. I'm short, so I wouldn't need to go that high. I pretty much got mine set to about 40, 41 inches when I stand up. Yeah, I really enjoy it now. So guys, there you have it. The desk, the standing desk, and that's how I built it. I really had a good time building this thing, and it's really easy. Just check the description. I can give you links to what I bought and, you know, the dimensions of it. So with that being said, you guys, thank you for watching, and this is, I think I can build it. I'm out. Peace.